Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, everybody. I'm Austin McKenna, Senior Scientist on PacBio's Field Bioinformatics team in North America. And thank you for joining us today for this exciting presentation on how to streamline HiFi sequencing with SMRT Link Cloud. I'm joined here today by my colleague Rushi Panchal, who is Senior Product Manager here at PacBio. Please note that today's presentation has been pre-recorded, but the talk will be followed by a live Q&A panel session with the following speakers. So for the Q&A panel, we will also be joined by Matt Hestand, Manager of the Field Bioinformatics team in AMR, and Paul Cherng, Staff Product Manager here at PacBio. A few housekeeping announcements. First, due to the number of people calling, we've muted all attendees. We will also be making the recording of this webinar available to you in the next week or so. So be on the lookout for a follow-up email with a link to the recording. You are welcome to submit your questions during the talks by typing them into the area provided on your attendee control panel, and we'll get to them during the live Q&A session. We've also uploaded a complimentary piece of literature to your control panel, so feel free to download it and take it with you. There will also be a brief 2-minute survey at the end of the webinar. Please do take the 2 minutes that is required to fill it out, as that helps us understand your needs and plan for future webinars. So with that, I'll start the intro. All right, and now we will start with introducing SMRT Link Cloud. Before jumping into our new cloud option, let me first introduce you to SMRT Link. SMRT Link is PacBio's free software that is required for both Revio and Vega instrument management and creating sequencing runs. It is a Linux-based software that is compatible with Rocky and Ubuntu operating systems, and the software is installed via on-premises Linux server and accessed by your local browser. See our SMRT Link installation tutorial on our YouTube page. SMRT Link enables user role management for lab technicians and bioinformaticians alike. The lab tech role allows for configuring run designs, starting runs, and monitoring instrument performance. The bioinformatics role enables data QC and secondary analysis job submissions. A full on-premises SMRT Link instance is configured with modules for instrument management, sample calculations, run design and submission, data management, and secondary analysis workflows. I will briefly go through each module and highlight the core functionality. The Instruments module is the landing page for SMRT Link. This module displays real-time information regarding instrument status. This includes the instrument type, current run status, time until the next run can be set up, and sequencing ZMW's previews. The sample setup module enables lab tech users to prepare SMRTbell library samples for sequencing. This module has preset calculations that require a few inputs from the lab tech user. In turn, it will provide the user with sample setup instructions in the lab. The Runs module enables users to create new sequencing run designs, either through the SMRT Link user interface or via CSV import. Run designs can be created using the Create New Run option. The run setup is turnkey with auto-filled sections corresponding to the library type. Examples are whole genome sequencing, Kinnex isoseq, and so forth. The import run option can be used for more custom run designs configured with the run design CSV. On the flip side, a saved run can be exported to CSV format by clicking the Export Selected option. Run design is also where users designate the desired transfer scheme for data transfer, either to your local or cloud storage location. Note, all sequencing runs are retained on the instrument until a successful transfer to the selected storage location is complete. Each run design can also configure SMRT Link auto analysis. This option will launch secondary analysis jobs in SmartLink after data has been transferred off the instrument. Once a run design is successfully saved, it becomes available to the Revio or Vega instrument. The data management module enables users to view QC information of all sequenced and/or imported data sets, barcode FASTA files, reference files, and target bed files. Each dataset contains QC metrics regarding total sequencing yield, quality scores, and HiFi yield. PacBio datasets are all uniquely named by their movie name, which consists of the instrument serial number and date and time stamps. The combined QC information can be exported as PDF for user retention. Data management also allows for informatically filtering datasets by read length and/or quality scores using the Create Dataset option. If datasets need to be sequestered for specific use cases, the Create Project option can be used. This provides the ability to sequester specific datasets for access and analysis by users assigned to that project. Another important function of this module is manually importing datasets into SmartLink via the Import Data option. Small files like barcode FASTA files, small reference genomes, and bed files can be imported from your local device. Larger files like PacBio datasets can be imported from the server. SmartLink does not physically load the BAM files. Rather, it uses XML files to view the path to the dataset on your server. Finally, datasets can also be exported as a zip file to directories on your server via the Export Data option. Last but not least, the Smart Analysis module enables bioinformatician users to launch secondary analysis workflows. This module lists a table of completed analysis jobs rather than the raw dataset table that we see in data management. New jobs can be created with the Create New Job option, followed by selecting the desired datasets, and finally selecting the desired analysis workflow or data utility. SmartLink has a suite of PacBio analysis workflows that range from whole genome variant calling to Kinnex isoseq, pure target, and so forth. We also offer data utilities such as demultiplexing, undo demultiplexing, export to FASTA, FASTQ, and deduplication of amplified libraries. All analysis jobs will output analysis performance metrics and provide paths or download links to final analysis outputs. Similar to data management, completed analysis jobs can be exported to a zip file imported into SmartLink. SmartLink Lite is another local on-prem version of SmartLink that requires less hardware investment. It contains the same modules as a full SmartLink with the exception of the Smart Analysis module. This is a common choice for users with advanced analysis infrastructure already in place, or customers that want a lighter software footprint for instrument control and data management features.
Hi, I'm Rushi Panchal. I'm the SmartLink product manager at PacBio. I'm going to take some time and talk to you about SmartLink Cloud. In addition to SmartLink Lite and SmartLink on-premises, PacBio now offers SmartLink Cloud. This eliminates the need to purchase and maintain a server for local compute. SmartLink Cloud can be accessed from any web browser and is free to PacBio customers. Simply connect it to your preferred cloud storage provider, such as Amazon S3, and get started. With SmartLink Cloud, you can monitor your instrument fleet. Whether you have one or more PacBio instruments, you can monitor the status of each ongoing run with key metrics associated with run performance, determine when the run will be complete, when the instrument can be preloaded for subsequent runs, quickly determine which instruments are idle and ready to be utilized, or see which instrument needs your attention. This allows you to minimize downtime and get the most out of your instrument or instrument fleet. You can also use SmartLink Cloud to easily calculate loading concentrations for your samples through the sample setup module. Simply fill out a set of inputs and SmartLink will output a printable sample setup protocol that you can take to the lab with you. Lastly, you can use SmartLink Cloud to design runs for your PacBio instruments and review past runs through the Runs module. Smart analysis and managing data sets is not available on the cloud version of SmartLink. To review, SmartLink comes in three flavors. There's SmartLink, sometimes referred to as SmartLink on-prem or on-premises, SmartLink Lite, and SmartLink Cloud. SmartLink on-prem and SmartLink Lite both require local compute setup, while PacBio SmartLink Cloud comes ready to use with the purchase of a Revio or Vega sequencer. Each version of SmartLink helps you calculate loading concentrations with the sample setup. SmartLink Cloud does not allow users to access the SmartLink API, which is often used for things like LIMS integration, nor does it allow for smart analysis. SmartLink Lite offers all the functionality of SmartLink on-prem, except for secondary analysis. All three versions of SmartLink support third-party analysis tool integrations, so you're able to use the tools best suited for your work. So to find the latest version of SmartLink and documentation associated with SmartLink, go to the pacb.com, navigate to the support page, and select HiFi software downloads. Here, you'll find the recommended SmartLink version for the PacBio instrument you own, a way to contact PacBio tech support, or links to set up SmartLink Cloud, as well as documentation such as user guides, installation guides, and release notes. This page also will let you know when your software will stop receiving support. Because of how feature-packed SmartLink is and continues to gain functionality with every new software update, PacBio strongly recommends reviewing the user guide and release note for each software release. In the release notes, you'll find what the new features are in a given software version, fixes that were made from previous versions, and known issues as well as associated workarounds. This will help you minimize issues you face when using SmartLink. Additionally, the user guide provides a high-level overview of how to use SmartLink. Depending on whether you choose SmartLink, SmartLink Lite, or SmartLink Cloud, the server requirements will differ. SmartLink uses a Linux server to perform analysis and store data. If you plan to use smart analysis, you'll need to purchase a more powerful server that needs to be managed. The minimum specs for such a server is 16-core 32-thread CPU with 64 gigs of RAM. Often, server management is done through an organization's IT department. If you intend to use SmartLink simply to store and hand off sequencing data to downstream users, such as bioinformaticians, SmartLink Lite is a robust solution for you. The server only requires a 4-core CPU with 16 gigabytes of RAM. For both server configurations, you'll need to provide your own storage, ideally solid-state drives, and those are not included in the server price range estimate. If you utilize cloud-based services for data storage and secondary analysis, you can leverage SmartLink Cloud. Simply connect SmartLink Cloud to a storage solution like Amazon S3 or Google Cloud Storage, and leverage secondary analysis pipelines like DNA Stack or DNA Nexus. After you've purchased a PacBio Revio or Vega instrument, you will need to conduct a network and compute site prep. This is where you'll configure how you interact with your instrument. You'll need a cloud or local storage system, an instrument such as a Vega or a Revio that can transfer data to the storage system, and then a SmartLink Cloud instance or a local server running SmartLink on-prem or SmartLink Lite. All instances of SmartLink can be accessed via a web browser. SmartLink can also be used to set up where the instruments transfer data to, whether it's a local storage server or somewhere on the cloud, after a sequencing run is complete. Note that SmartLink Cloud does not provide managed storage. and instead allows you to transfer your data from PacBio to a cloud vendor of your choosing. PacBio will not bill you for your data storage as PacBio does not receive your data. The payments for cloud storage will go directly to the cloud storage provider. PacBio recommends using local storage for SmartLink and SmartLink Lite and cloud storage for SmartLink Cloud users. The amount of storage you need is based on how much you plan to utilize your instruments. At maximum capacity, the Revio can generate up to 78 terabytes of data per year, assuming 60 gigabytes of HiFi data per 1,300 smart cells used per year, while the Vega can generate up to 6 terabytes of data per year, assuming 30 gigabytes of HiFi data generated per smart cell and a throughput of 200 smart cells a year. It's recommended that you purchase more storage than you think you need in order to allow for increased utilization in the future. If you decide to go with a cloud storage provider, SmartLink Cloud supports Amazon S3, Google Cloud Storage, and Microsoft Azure Blob Storage. SmartLink can leverage multiple ways to transfer data. Each type of transfer type is called a transfer scheme, and SmartLink allows the users to use SSH using the secure rsync protocol for network storage, such as your solid-state drives, Amazon S3, Google Cloud Storage, Microsoft Azure Blob Storage, as well as any S3 compatible APIs. Finally, the data that you store can easily be transferred to any PacBio compatible partner for analysis. This includes DNA Nexus, FormBio, DNA Stack, and Sention. Next, I'll hand it back over to Austin, and he'll talk about how to request SmartLink Cloud.
The following steps will outline how to request your SmartLink Cloud account. Both SmartLink and SmartLink Lite installers can be pulled from the PacBio software downloads page. SmartLink Cloud can be requested by reaching out to your local support team. Specifically, to request a SmartLink Cloud account, review the site preparation requirement documentation for the Revio or Vega instrument. Your local support teams are always happy to jump on a call to discuss SmartLink site preparation with you. Second, reach out to your local field applications bioinformatics support for account creation. Your local fabs will need information regarding who will be the admin of the account, their institutional email, and desired workspace name. Note that the workspace name cannot be changed once the account is configured. The fabs member will then submit an internal ticket for your SmartLink Cloud account creation. Once the ticket is created, it will take roughly 1 to 2 days for the account to be live and accessible. The designated admin will then receive an email invitation to join SmartLink Cloud. Once accepted, you will have access to your account and can configure the connection to your Vega or Revio instrument. And just like that, you're off to the races with your PacBio sequencer.
Great, thanks guys. We definitely have a handful of questions to go through here. Maybe the first one I see, which is the two-parter, is does the data stay on instrument indefinitely until it's offloaded to a safe location in the event of a transfer fail, or is there a max time limit? And in the event of a transfer fail, does it prevent any further run setup, such as until the transfer is complete?
I can go ahead and take that one. The instrument has a finite amount of storage, and that data is automatically cleared after the sequencing run is complete and the data has been transferred off, whether to like a cloud or a local storage location. In the event that there is a transfer failure, you can manually trigger a disk cleanup action. If you attempt to start a run, and the instrument will check to ensure that it has enough storage to collect all the data for that run. If the instrument detects that it does not have enough storage, it will prompt you to perform a disk cleanup action, and only then will you be able to start your sequencing run.
I also have two similar questions here, so I'll ask both, but they're very, very related. First is, if we don't have cloud storage, can we use SmartLink Cloud? And similarly, can I use on-prem storage and use SmartLink Cloud?
Sure, I can take that. Yeah, so SmartLink Cloud supports both on-prem and cloud-based data transfer schemes, and likewise, so does SmartLink on-prem. So you can use any storage location regardless of any version of SmartLink that you're using. It's designed to be flexible to work with a variety of different environments. With that said, for the most seamless cloud experience, and what we recommend is pairing SmartLink Cloud with a cloud-based storage solution, because it just offers like the best and smoothest performance for data transfers and analysis workflows.
Cool. And then we had another one that just came in is, can SmartLink Cloud be used in conjunction with regular SmartLink for early access purposes so we don't have to update our SmartLink version?
Yeah, so that is a potential use case for SmartLink Cloud. If you have an on-prem SmartLink installation already, you do have, once you have a SmartLink Cloud account set up and your instruments are configured to use it, you do have the option to switch between pointing your instruments to SmartLink Cloud or SmartLink on-prem, depending on your use case.
I got one for you, Austin, which is pretty straightforward, but a good question, actually. Can you, if people didn't know when we use the term fabs, what are the fabs? And if I don't know who is my local fabs, who do I contact to get SmartLink Cloud?
Yes, great question. So the fabs, we are the Field Applications Bioinformatics Support Team. We cover all of North America, South America. We also have a team in EMEA and APAC. So we cover all things on the bioinformatic analyses with SmartLink. So that's anything in the SmartLink GUI, anything in the command line for SmartLink, and helping with IT site preps. If you don't know who your local fabs is, you can always just reach out to PacBio support. So that is just support@pacb.com, and then that will get sequestered to the correct fabs for your location.
This is a good one, probably for Paul or Rushi. Can you comment on SmartLink Cloud security?
Yeah, so SmartLink Cloud is built with security in mind. We're always trying to apply the latest cybersecurity updates to SmartLink Cloud and SmartLink on-prem. So one of the key benefits of using the cloud version is that you'll always be on the latest version of SmartLink Cloud, which means you'll always have the latest security updates applied to your instance. And there's nothing you need to install and maintain that's managed entirely by PacBio. And then just as important to call out, like, we don't store any sequencing data in SmartLink Cloud itself. All the data stays in either your local environment or on your cloud storage account. So that means you have full control over how your data is accessed and secured.
Let's see. Can on-instrument analysis, such as demultiplexing and 5MC calling, be done with SmartLink Cloud, even though SmartLink Cloud does not have a data analysis module?
Yeah, I can go ahead and take that one. So the answer is yes. So that is pretty much as long as the demultiplexing is symmetric. So on instruments, the demultiplexing happens symmetric. So that means same barcode on both sides. So all of the on-instrument analyses still are available with SmartLink Cloud.
And while you're at it, Austin, here's an easy one, kind of in a follow-up to your two questions ago, is does the UK have AFABs?
Yes, they do. And I can email them directly after this.
Yeah, and if you need to, you can always just email support@pacb.com and it'll get passed forward to that local FADS. Let's see here. Also, similarly to your security answer, Paul or Rushi, is SmartLink Cloud HIPAA compliant?
Yeah, so SmartLink Cloud is not currently HIPAA compliant, but for most users, this isn't a significant concern just because of the way the platform, again, does not store or process any sequencing data, and we don't require or request any protected health information or PHIs. Again, because all the sequencing data remains entirely under the customer's control, either stored on local infrastructure or on their cloud storage accounts. SmartLink Cloud just acts only as a control and orchestration interface. So that's all handled by the customer. And like I said, we don't require or collect any personally identifiable information or PIIs or PHIs. And so the platform is just designed to operate without any names, patient identifiers, or sensitive personal information. With that said, there's no way for us to prevent users from entering that information in the system either. So that's just something you have to be aware of when you're using SmartLink Cloud to set up runs, that you don't use patient names, MRNs, or other types of identifiers for setting up a sequencing run name or biosample name. And yeah, with regards to things like business associate agreements for HIPAA, we don't sign those with the client, but again, because we don't handle any sequencing data in SmartLink Cloud itself, that would be something you would get from your cloud storage provider. So if you want a BAA for your clouds for handling your sequencing data, you would do that directly with Amazon or at Microsoft or Google, wherever you're storing your sequencing data.
And then, Paul, right as you were finishing up, another question came in, but I think it's a good one in terms of a follow-up, actually, is what information do we store when using SmartLink Cloud?
In SmartLink Cloud itself, separate from the sequencing data, which, like I said, is not stored in the system, what we do store is metadata about your sequencing runs, like the run setup information or run design information, and the biosample names. And this is just the information you would input when you're setting up a run, so that we're able to transmit that to the sequencer when you're loading a new run.
Cool, thanks. Hey, Austin, there was a question right before that also. Are the tools, using demultiplex, an example, able to be run on the command line on SmartLink Cloud, or is it a graphical user interface, a GUI? And maybe clarify actually how that all goes, maybe.
Right. So not with SmartLink Cloud, but how it works when you pull the installer for the GUI, there's options to do the full SmartLink install, or you can just do the Smart Tools. So you can have a SmartLink Cloud that's sending data to your storage location. And then on your server, institution server, you can just install the Smart Tools. That will install all of the tools that come with a full SmartLink. That's the individual tools themselves, or also in workflow form. There's also the option to go to our GitHub page, and you can download our tools through Conda as well. So most of our tools are in Conda.
Cool, thanks. And we jump back to Paul. I know we're jumping back and forth on similar questions. So the information you mentioned that does get kept in SmartLink Cloud, can you maybe go a little bit more into basically, how long is that kept?
It's basically kept indefinitely in the system.
Cool. Let's see. I know this was in the presentation, but it was asked again. I think it's always good to clarify. So when you have a Revio or Vega run, what is the data footprint of that? It might be an easy one for you, Austin. The size of the data from a Revio or Vega.
Size of the data? Yeah, so Revio runs the data footprint of that is around actual gig size, 64 gig of size. Vega is a little bit lower. This is the size of actual file. I'm not talking about the HiFi yield. So then Vega is around 40 gigs in size of the actual file size for the BAM. And just to note, we use BAM files as our raw outputs so that we can store more metadata information in there.
Cool. This is also a good one because I know we can do this, but maybe you can clarify, Austin. So since SmartLink Cloud doesn't have the data management module, can I still do basic run QC?
Yes. So in the runs module, there is run QC in there. And along with that, every run gets the run QC PDF. So in your transfer location, there is a run PDF that has all the QC information from that run.
Also, Austin, what types of secondary analyses can I perform if I had a full SmartLink?
So that ranges from all of our applications. So I guess just from the top of my head, connects full length isoseq, connects single cell isoseq, whole genome variant calling with SNV and structural variant calling, pure target workflow, so forth.
Yeah. And for a local install, I know there was a question about a lot of details on that, but maybe for the person who asked that, for going into the details, if you can email support@pacb.com, maybe the only one I'll let someone comment on is, as people set up SmartLink in a VMware setup.
Can you clarify that, Matt? The question is,
yeah, I know there were a lot of stuff on that about details, but can you comment if people set up SmartLink as a virtual machine before?
Yes, the answer is yes. Seen it in many different flavors, but yes, a lot of customers will install in a virtual machine.
And there was just a comment from someone that they have installed SmartLink in a Docker, and that's worked nicely. And let's see, give me just a second to read this one. Can secondary analysis like variant calling still be done in SmartLink Cloud if it was included in a past run design? I think the answer, I'm pretty sure, you correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, is no, because we don't actually have the analysis modules in SmartLink Cloud. So if the run design, if you imported a run design in from a previous run that included secondary analysis, you would still not be able to do secondary analysis on the cloud.
Yeah, that's correct. We don't have any cloud analysis built into SmartLink Cloud at this time, but it is something we're looking into.
Can somebody comment about using, can I still get QC metrics from Cloud SmartLink via RESTful API? Have the APIs changed? Maybe more clarification is basically, is the API supported in SmartLink Cloud?
In the current version of SmartLink that's available, the API is not available, but it is something we're bringing in a upcoming release. And it should use the same endpoints as the on-prem version. So yeah, you would be able to get the QC metrics when that's released.
Yeah. There was a question about demoing SmartLink Cloud. I know we weren't going to get into the actual pointing and clicking, but maybe you can just comment on basically what SmartLink Cloud would look like if you were using it versus SmartLink Local for at least just basically the run design and setup. Maybe Austin, you want to comment on how things look in SmartLink Cloud versus how
I can take that. So the landing page is exactly the same, with the exception that it says your exact SmartLink Cloud account. So if it was my SmartLink Cloud, that it would say that up there instead of just settings and so forth. With that, everything of the sample calculations and the runs module are exactly the same. So the only thing that's different is it does not have the data management and smart analysis modules.
Cool. Cool. Let me check if we've got most things covered here. I think that's most questions, actually. Does anybody else want to? Oh, wait, last minute one coming in. Let's see what we've got here. Can you talk about this product roadmap for SmartLink, just in general? Anything you can say, Paul, or just prefer not to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some information. We probably can't get into the weeds about all the features and the exact release cadence. But yeah, like I said earlier, I think the next immediate thing that's coming to SmartLink Cloud is the availability of the APIs, so that you can integrate this. Integrate your any local system like your LIMS or any sample accessioning or data analysis platforms with SmartLink Cloud. And then, yeah, like I said earlier, we are looking into bringing some form of smart analysis into SmartLink Cloud. The details on that haven't been totally hashed out yet, but yeah, it is something we're actively looking into further out.
Cool. I think with that, Austin, if you want to wrap us up and close things out.
Sorry, couldn't hit my mic there. Yeah, so thank you everyone for coming to this webinar. Again, this will be recorded and we will be sharing that recording with you, so keep an eye on that in your emails. There's also a 2-minute survey, so if you can please take that survey, it helps us understand how to better do these webinars for you. And I want to thank all of our speakers today. Thank you, Rushi. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Paul, for joining. I hope everyone has a great day.